Caitlin Clark is the only woman in basketball to ever sign with Wilson Basketball, and she's the only athlete since Michael Jordan to do so.
If we're comparing a Caitlin Clark signature shoe release to anybody not named Michael Jordan, anybody not named LeBron James, you're being extremely...
Basketball fans, buckle up, because what just happened could shake Nike to its core. The billion-dollar empire is facing a massive hit after shocking news sent waves through the sports world. And this time, it's no rumor. Inside Nike's headquarters, executives are reportedly in panic mode as the company faces a turning point no one saw coming. For years, the global sports giant, worth over $200 billion, believed it had landed the ultimate superstar, the female version of Michael Jordan. Caitlin Clark's groundbreaking 8-year, $28 million deal was seen as a bargain for a generational talent who could redefine women's basketball and fuel Nike's future for the next decade. But then came the plot twist. Out of nowhere, Wilson, the basketball brand, dropped a commercial so powerful, so emotionally charged, that it left Nike's entire marketing department stunned. In a matter of minutes, Wilson managed to steal the spotlight and change the game.
You strip away the noise and the bright lights, it's just the game you loved as a kid.
This is where the story gets wild. Wilson didn't rely on shoes to make a statement. He used basketballs. Yet the impact could completely reshape the landscape of sports marketing. Take a look at Nike's current predicament to understand why this matters. Since 2021, the company has shed over $100 billion in value, with its stock and public image steadily declining over the past 3 years. Mounting criticism pushed investors to demand a leadership shakeup, culminating in the CEO stepping down. Even after Adidas cut ties with Yeezy, the brand bounced back, while Nike continued to stumble. Financial analysts are now predicting an 11.5% drop in sales this quarter, down to $11 billion, the worst decline since the 2020 pandemic slump. Nike's new CEO, Matthew Friend, promised a bold comeback, but experts like David Schwartz of Morningstar warned that flashy new designs won't erase years of strategic missteps. To recover, Nike needs to launch an entirely new multi-billion-dollar product line, a process that could take years. Enter Caitlin Clark, a generational talent 4 times more popular than any male college star and twice as well known as Angel Reese. Every major brand, Curry's label, Adidas, Under Armour, wanted her. Yet she chose Nike, honoring the company that helped define her collegiate identity. Fans eagerly awaited her signature sneaker, which promised to redefine women's basketball. But Nike's timeline delayed the release until 2026 or 2027. Leaving Wilson poised to drop her signature line first. Suddenly, the game had completely changed.
But today was the Nike quarterly call, putting to rest any rumors that A, this wasn't a done deal, and B, there are renegotiations at the table. Something that this did clear up as well, it's looking like Caitlin Clark's shoe is coming in
Unbelievable. A shoe development cycle of 2 to 3 years. That's absurd. Back in 2003, Nike was so determined to lock in LeBron James that they started designing his signature sneakers before he even signed. He debuted them in his first NBA game under the secret codename Air Zoom Generation. From the drawing board to the court, it took just 3 months. That was the speed and precision Nike used to operate at.
Pairing a Caitlin Clark signature shoe release to anybody not named Michael Jordan, anybody not named LeBron James, you're being extremely disingenuous. Extremely disingenuous. We can't compare abnormality to normal behaviors. We can't compare the extreme case, the rarest of the rare case, to an average Joe Schmo walking down the street singing do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-do. We can't be doing that. We only compare Clark to Jordan, Clark to James, Clark to Tiger, Clark to Gretzky, Clark to Ali.
Nike has gone from a 3-month design cycle to a shocking 3-year delay, a clear sign of deep issues within the company. The debate intensified the moment Caitlin Clark signed her deal. She hadn't even played a single minute in the Wnba yet was already slated for her own sneaker ahead of Wilson. Many question the logic, but in business, it's not about fairness, it's about what sells. Take Tim Duncan, for example, a phenomenal player, but Allen Iverson's sneakers outsold his by a huge margin. Nike tried to launch Duncan's line twice, but he remained unbothered, fully aware of the commercial realities. Wilson, however, is a different story. She dominates Nike's campaigns, billboards, and commercials, but her outspoken comments on privilege and white athletes have sparked controversy. She's undeniably talented, yet her remarks grab headlines just as much as her on-court dominance. In a recent interview, she even suggested Paige Buecher's success is tied to her privilege, adding fuel to the ongoing debate.
Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, it's not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball. Like, she understands her privilege and like, pushes her over the top and everything.
Then came another shocking twist. Caitlin Clark was left off the USA Olympic roster. The official reason, she supposedly hadn't earned it yet, but history tells a very different story. Christian Lettner had never played an NBA minute when he joined the 1992 Dream Team. Diana Taurasi entered the 2004 Olympic squad with nearly identical stats to Clark's, and yet Clark was excluded 20 years later. Her response on the court couldn't have been clearer. She dominated the WNBA like few rookies ever have, leading almost every statistical category, finishing 4th in MVP voting, earning first-team All-WNBA honors, and driving ratings to unprecedented heights. Over 1 million viewers tuned in per game, more than triple the league's usual audience. Her playoff debut shattered attendance records, forcing the Washington Mystics to move to a larger arena. Everywhere she went, she broke records and redefined what a superstar could do. Eventually, even Team USA had to admit leaving her off the roster was a mistake. Meanwhile, Nike struggled to navigate its most valuable star, paralyzed by politics and uncertainty. Then Wilson struck again. Their latest ad wasn't just marketing, it was storytelling at its finest. Opening simply with the game itself, stripped of lights and noise, it tapped into the pure joy fans remember from childhood. Wilson captured basketball in its rawest form: emotion, nostalgia, love, and pure passion. Nike, by contrast, tried to please everyone and satisfied no one. At the center of Wilson's campaign was Caitlin Clark, the first woman to collaborate with the brand, and the only athlete since Michael Jordan to command such a partnership. The tagline: simple, unforgettable. Caitlin, always basketball, powerful, direct, and a huge blow to Nike. Wilson meticulously studied every detail of Clark, her style, personality, favorite colors, even her quirks, to create products that felt authentically her. When the campaign launched on June 23rd, it was hailed as one of the most impactful basketball advertisements in recent memory. Raw, genuine, and fueled purely by love for the game.
It's like she's probably going to make more money overseas in EuroLeague than she did during this WNBA season. The commissioner told her that she could make $700.
As Wilson rolls out a flawless ad centered on Caitlin Clark, Nike's silence around its biggest women's basketball star grows deafening. Rather than using their signature footwear to make a statement, Nike hesitates, leaving the ball company to take the spotlight. The contrast is brutal. This is what happens when fear overshadows vision. Clark signed a $28 million 8-year deal with Nike, an extraordinary contract for a player who has already captivated fans and sold merchandise like no other in women's sports history. Yet Wilson, a competitor Nike never anticipated as a threat, has stepped into the spotlight thanks to Nike's hesitation. The irony is almost cruel. Fearless icons were once the lifeblood of Nike. LeBron James, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, athletes who didn't just dominate sports, they transformed culture. That same spark burns in Caitlin Clark, but Nike is too entangled in corporate politics to recognize it. Wilson, on the other hand, knows exactly what they have. They're not just slapping Clark's name on basketballs, they're telling a story of authenticity, artistry, and pure love for the game. Their campaign radiates confidence, celebrating excellence without bowing to social media pressures or public opinion. And the most frightening part for Nike, Wilson's ad is flawless. It doesn't just impress, it embodies everything Caitlin Clark represents: her determination, her integrity, and her connection with fans. There's no agenda or controversy to sift through, just the pure joy and nostalgia of basketball. The kind that made fans fall in love with the sport in the first place. That is legendary marketing, and Nike has yet to deliver. The response has been explosive. Wilson's commercial has gone viral, racking up millions of views, endless shares, and praise from both fans and marketing experts. It proves a simple truth: in modern sports branding, skill, authenticity, and emotion are everything. Everything else falls into place when you master those three. Nike, by contrast, is paralyzed by fear. They are missing the greatest marketing opportunity in women's basketball history because they're too worried about public backlash. Meanwhile, Wilson is building a lasting partnership with a generational talent, one that could reshape sports branding for decades. The basketball world is watching closely. If Nike doesn't step up, other companies will follow Wilson's lead, honoring their own superstars in ways Nike won't. Wilson has shown how it's done. Their ad hit every mark. Nike must wake up, and fast, because Wilson is making history while Nike obsesses over damage control, in sports as in business. You either rise to the occasion or fall behind. Right now, Wilson is calling the shots. And this is just the beginning. Nike's nightmare isn't coming. It's already here. What's your take on this?